Bienvenidos, soy la Bruja Espinada, and I am here with your very special full moon in Virgo reading as we just entered Pisces season. So let's get started. What messages, what words of wisdom, what lessons does the universe have for you at this, time? That one for sure. These, well, okay. Let's take them all and see how this goes. So our primary card is the Three of Cups. Excuse me. We have the Three of Swords, the King of Wands. We have the Two of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Page of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, the Sun. These are a lot of repeats. King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Let's see. Hermit, Four of Wands, Knight of Cups, Five of Wands, and Queen of Pentacles. Well, what can be said here, but the word hot mess wants to come out, but not in the typical way that you might believe it to be. So there's a lot that is currently going on, which actually makes a lot of sense considering we just entered Pisces season. Pisces is a very emotional sign. It's a very emotional time frame, and when it comes to this full moon being a Virgo full moon, there was a lot of shit that needs to get situated. So hence the term of hot mess. There's a lot that's been going on, and now's the time to sort your shit out. But we start with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is actually a card that signifies celebration. There's something good that's come about, or something good that there's something that needs to be celebrated. Whether you celebrate enough, maybe you don't celebrate enough, and that's why this is coming out like, hey, you know, times are tough, but finding the people that you can celebrate with, finding that group that you feel safe with enough to celebrate with, to spend time with, to really enjoy life. This is your primary key that came out, your primary card. We're then, and I can't even tell you what we're followed by because there is so much here, and the way that everything came about, it was like in 3 separate sections. So we'll just tackle it and what I can see here. I wanted to break it up, but I don't feel like my intervention is good. So I'm just gonna take it as I laid them out. Starting with the Three of Swords, we actually talked about this card last time, and it had to do a lot with pain, getting over a lot of trauma, processing a lot of those feelings, a lot of that hurt, a lot of the things that you don't get to say. So let's do this as past, present, and what to anticipate for the future. How about that? So then we're followed by the King of Wands. There's a lot of changes here in trying to navigate what it is that you are choosing to move forward with in regards to your passions and the things that you want to find stability in. Because while you've been trying to secure your bag, because we have currently a bunch of pentacles in the present section, there's a lot of passion and in regards to the past section. And the reason why I say this is because we're also followed by the Four of Swords, which is another indicator of union, celebration, things coming together. And then we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is an indicator of remembering the past, which is why this is on this side. Remembering the past, the good times, things that didn't happen, things that, you know, the woulda, shoulda, couldas. That's this right here. And this is what we end with before we transition further into the cards. So the woulda, shoulda, couldas, while there's nothing wrong about reminiscing and thinking about, I could have done this differently. It would have been better if things actually panned out this way. I miss so-and-so. I miss the way that things used to be. That's all well and good. There's nothing wrong about thinking on the past. The most important part is not to stay in the past, because the more that you wallow in the past, you're never going to progress into the future. But that's where we transition with the Hermit. The Hermit is that time frame, that transition of having, all right, I dealt with the past, things were good, things needed to get better, whatever your narrative has been. The Hermit was an indicator of needing to take that solitary time to process, to figure out what it was that you truly wanted to do, what your priorities were, and situating what you really needed to get done, which is actually very important, especially with the Pisces and the Virgo influence right now, with a lot of emotions that come with having the Pisces is the Virgo. Virgo typically is known as the indicator of organization. It's putting shit together. It's making things functionable. And that's why the Hermit comes out. The Hermit, I believe, is one of the Virgo cards. I could be wrong. But Virgo and this card have a strong tie right now. There was a time where you had to go inside to focus on what it is that you needed to get situated, figure out what it is that you wanted. And that's especially indicated when the Hermit is pointing to the star here. The star, while it is not the star card, the star in any form, in any of the cards, visuals, is that reminder of hope. Maintaining that hope, finding your hope. The Hermit goes within to find that light. So the star came out there. Then we also have the Page of Swords and we have the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of transitions here. Learning to say what you need to say with the Page of Swords. Learning how to properly communicate what it is that you feel, what it is that you need. That's all in the present. That's something that either you're working on currently or you really need to focus on working on right now as you're coming out of this Hermit period. And now you have the Knight of Cups. You're leveling up and trying to harness what it is that you've been feeling, trying to better navigate a healthy social, emotional, that's where I stopped. That's where I stopped. My mind stopped there. The social, emotional connections that you have with others, no bullshitting around, being not straightforward necessarily, but coming forth with expressing your emotions, your boundaries. That's very healthy. That's what you are leveling up with at this time. We're also followed by the Pentacles. We have quite a few Pentacles here. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is all very important. And then we have the Five of Wands. So, this present is a lot about overcoming quite a few things. It's a similar narrative that we've had over the past few readings. But since this isn't present, it's asking you to be especially cautious when you are learning how to speak what you're learning in regards to how you feel. Now, when it comes to the Pentacles, Pentacles is not just money, but it's also resources. However, here's where this is very important. There's quite a few lessons when it comes to the Pentacles. You're trying to reach the status of the Queen of Pentacles. This is what you're trying for. This is what you want to achieve. No harm in that. However, you're just starting out with improving these finances. And if you haven't, now's the time. Finding out how to manage your monies, your resources, your finances, any type of financial education that you can get. That's not necessarily meaning all about investing, but how to handle monies as it comes to you. If you have never had a healthy relationship with monies, or you've come a long way that your relationship with monies has faltered, now is the time to start relearning the ways of better managing your finances. That's what I wanted to say. So learning how to budget, really thinking about your needs versus your wants, and controlling overspending, controlling too much splurging, getting healthy with your finances. That's what this ace is about. Now, there is a reason why the Four of Cups, woo, Freudian slip. There's a reason why the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles have come out. The Four of Pentacles, as I mentioned in the last reading, has a lot to do with hoarding resources. It's being not necessarily, typically it's thought of as being greedy, but realistically it's hoarding. You're too afraid to let go of your finances, and that leads to a hindrance. Now, when it comes, and especially when it comes to the ace and relearning and learning things, the Six of Pentacles is an indicator of you have to understand the importance of investment. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go buy all kinds of high-risk stocks. That's not what it means. But you have to understand the importance of when you give to receive. You have to give to receive. Now, let's say you're doing some type of a business venture. When you invest in marketing, promoting, then you are able to put your product out there. You bring more eyes, more attention to that product, and you'll typically receive more buyers. But you have to be willing to put in the investment towards that. So you have to give, means you have to put money's resources into that, your time, your resources, meeting people, to be able to push that out in order to receive clientele, to receive monies, to be able to move your product, whatever it is that you're doing. I'm just using this as an example. The same thing goes for if you're trying to, let's say it's not in regards to monies, but let's say you're trying to promote a program that you have. So you have to invest somehow. So maybe you're not interested in, you're not very much of a people person, but the more that you market, the more that you promote, the more that you interact with others, you build partnerships, and you're able to get that attention, those eyes on your program, that interest in your program, and you're able to bring more people to this program. There's so many different ways that you can move this about, but that's why these three are very important when they come together. This is something new you have to learn. You have to move from a hoarding mindset to a new mindset of how to invest to grow in order to achieve your Queen of Pentacles. So it's not just, and so there is a struggle, because sometimes you become financially scared. Sometimes you become emotionally scared. You're so used to a certain way of feeling, but you can be able to communicate, hey, you know what? I've never done this before. I'm really worried. I want to be sure that I'm making a safe, sound investment. And, you know, the more you communicate that, you'll trust your gut. And that's where it starts. You have to build that trust in your gut. Now let's move on to the future. And regarding the future, we have, let's start with these down here. We do have the Moon, the Sun, and the King of Swords. Ooh, ooh. And then at the top, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So, we're learning. Page of Pentacles, you're starting to learn about how to acquire your resources, how to relearn new resources that are coming in, and you will level up to the Knight of Pentacles. That's in regards to your resources, because remember, you are just an ace. This is something you have to accept as you move forward. Not just that, but we have the moon, the sun, and the Knight of Swords. The moon has a lot to do with what we don't typically show. The face we don't show to anyone else. It has a lot to do with intuition, learning how to trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust that feeling where something doesn't feel right. You have to learn to trust that. Also, it's not just in this, and don't just take that in regards to all the financial stuff. Let's apply this to the emotional and the I want to say social, and social is not what I want to say, but that's what keeps coming out. So there's a reason why the social is there. Whether it's because of, and I'm just throwing this out there as we further move forward, oh my gosh, I'm running on so little sleep right now. As we progress with the reading, we usually have more messages that ties all this together. So that's what I'm banking on right now. The moon is everything internal. It's everything that is hidden from the sun. So it's not just the good things that the sun shows, but you also have to focus on the inner, which is super highlighted on the present of the emotional and the vocal portions of it. So I guess that's why social and emotional is coming out, because swords is air. Air is the way that in which we communicate. So there's a lot of communication that has to be built upon. And then we have the emotional. You're doing a lot of emotional work, which is great, but how you execute that, how you react while you're in those social situations is a very different aspect. The inner work that we do is one thing. The way that we apply our inner work when we're interacting with others is a whole different thing. Thank God that came out the way that it needed to. Whew. So the moon, focusing on how to navigate your inner self as you progress with interacting with, interact socially. We have the sun. The sun is everything that is good, that is great. Big things are coming to you, which is highlighted here, but it all will revolve about this King of Swords, the ultimate no bullshit hierarchy. There's swords everywhere in this reading. And with the sword, King of Swords here, and especially placed in the future, with these major arcana cards, and then your pentacles. Your pentacles is really, I know that finances really affect a lot of lives. But in this aspect, this is small fries compared to how important mastering your communication is. Especially when we have the sun and the moon. We are actually going to be doing another special reading soon, and that is for the spring equinox. And this is another indicator here with the moon and the sun. When the sun and the, did I say the spring equinox? Oh my God, the one, spring solstice. Am I? No, I'm right. It was a spring equinox, Jesus Christ. I'm not gonna redo this reading. Anywho, so when you marry these two, the moon, your inner, with the outer, the sun, the things you're trying to accomplish, the things you want to achieve, you have to be able to communicate this, and you have to master that communication. So communication moving forward is going to be key. And when you do master that, look at this. You have the 9 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Nothing but good, emotional, healthy things that are coming forward. But if you don't, you are met with the 10 of Swords. And then again, with the Ace of Swords, having to relearn everything in regards to communication. And then guess what comes out again? The Queen of Swords. Meaning that you have to work your way up the communication hierarchy in order to start regrowing what you needed But if you tackle this now, you won't have that struggle. I feel like this is like the most common lesson every single time. Cut the bullshit. With all these swords, that's what the swords are telling you. Cut the bullshit. So, Mighty Fates, what lesson do you have to add to this reading? Ooh, we have death. We have death. Let's see. This card signals an ending. Change or metaphorical death is currently happening or on the horizon. It may feel like the universe is stripping things away from you. You may feel shaken, raw, and uncertain. That is okay. This period is a preparation for what is to come. New adventure and abundance that's making its way to you, and it needs space. Sometimes we can get too focused on the things that we need to get rid of, or the things that we need to die, that are not inviting new things into our life. When we bring in more life, it is easier to allow things to die. If you find yourself in a period of death, try to incorporate some new things you can enjoy to create balance. I mean, there's a lot of transition here. There's been nonstop transition to be real. It's showing here, but it's not stopping. I think that's the most important thing. Some people think like, oh, I get a chance to take a break. And realistically, it's not the case. Because the animal spirit that came out is the antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. And I can't find my book. Hold on. What does antelope spirit have to tell us? Oh my gosh, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So, antelope spirit. When antelope spirit rushes into your life, you're being reminded of the quickening of your personal evolution as a powerful co-creator. You're being told unequivocally that it's time to get moving, set your intentions, and take action toward making your dreams real. There is an intensity you can feel, and it is important to take advantage of this energy right now. If you have a plan for your career or financial abundance, now is the time to step it up. If you're asking about a relationship, make that first move. Just know that the intentions you have set in motion are coming together now at warp speed. Stay alert and keep up. Things are getting interesting when antelope spirit calls you to move quickly. Do you feel how fast the world is changing? Like everything is moving at warp speed? It's hard to control desired outcomes or set fixed goals because by the time you get there, you will actually have moved beyond it. Now is the time to let go and enjoy the exhilarating ride as intentions you have set in motion in the past are coming into form with lightning speed. Your job is to stay the course, and if the pace feels dizzying, you may find you will change your mind a half a dozen times or more as you improve your offerings, and that is just fine. Make peace with the pace, for if you ride this quickening energy, you will solve challenges quickly and effortlessly instead of being bogged down. The best way to use this energy is let go of worry and stay mindfully present as you continue to take action. Also, if something is not going to be in your best interest, no matter how badly you want it, Antelope will quickly remove it so you can move forward with what is truly meant for you. If something is taken away, be grateful and keep moving. This is not the time to sit still, but to breathe deeply as you move forward with velocity. And this makes a lot of sense with the, Jesus Christ, what was it? Oh, the Six of Cups. So remember, the Six of Cups was talking about like reminiscing, sitting in the past. Don't sit there too long. Don't sit there too long. That's all in the past, and now everything's coming full force. And it's time. Let go of what you need to let go of. The past is the past. That's already done with. Move forward. Now is the time. So I sincerely hope this helps, and I will see you guys next time.